Have you heard of a word called Brazilian coffee or Brazilian style of coffee? Today I want to explain to you what does that actually mean. Mwe nabadde batubuuza mu comment section nti Brazilian, njagala manya Brazilian, njagala kulima Brazilian, ngenda kunyonyola Brazilian kitegeeza ki. So we are going to learn about Brazilian style of coffee. So first of all, to make it clear, when we talk about Brazilian style of coffee, it is not about the variety of coffee. It is not about the planting of Brazilian coffee. It is about the system that they use to plant their coffee. We are only trying to emulate the way they plant their coffee in Brazil. And it is what we are copying and calling Brazilian style of coffee. So the Brazilian style of coffee is about the spacing that they use to plant their coffee. So imagine this is your land. Let's say you have your acre of land. We're going to calculate and see what actually Brazilian means. So those guys in Brazil, they plant their coffee at a spacing of 10 feet by 50 feet. If you put in meters, it is 3 meters by 1 meter. This is the spacing they use in Brazil. And this is what we call Brazilian style of coffee farming. It is trying to adopt the spacing of the Brazilians, then we can use it here. Let us see, if you use this kind of spacing, how many plants will you get in 1 acre of land? So let's assume that this is 1 acre. 1 acre of land. And we are going to see how many plants can fit here. So what these guys do, remember I told you that from one row to another row, it is supposed to be 10 feet. From here to here, it is 10 feet. Then from here to here, they use 3 feet. So it is always that close. So this is the Brazilian spacing that they use, that from one line to another line, as a must, it is 10 feet or 3 meters. Then from one plant to another, they are 3 feet or 1 meter. So if you do this kind of spacing, remember we said that to get the plant population, we do total area divide by the spacing area. So we are going to look at what is the total area of an acre. We very well know that an acre of land, normally it has 43,000 square feet squared. This is the total area of an acre, 43,000 square feet. So what we are going to do, we are going to get the unit area of our spacing, which is 10 times 3. 10 times 3, we get what? We get 30. So our unit area is 30 square feet. So we are going to get the total area of an acre, we divide it by 30. So it is 43,000 divided by 30. So what do we get? Let's do some calculation here and see how many plants, if you use the Brazilian spacing, that you will get in 1 acre. 43,000 divided by 30. You're going to get 1,433. So these are the plants that you're going to plant in 1 acre of land. So if you ever hear a word of Brazilian style, they are basically trying to mean the system that the Brazilians use to plant their coffee. And for them in 1 acre of land, they plant 1,433. Abali mu Luganda, eke emugwe gyosimbamu ebikolo 45. These guys are planting 1,433. And this is what we call the Brazilian style. But before you copy this system of coffee farming, make sure you're ready to do what these guys do. These guys do 10 feet here automatically because they have to use this as a passage for their tractors when they are harvesting the coffee. So whenever you're doing the spacing for coffee, make sure here it is always 10 feet. Before you do this kind of spacing, you have to come to Spark Africa. We train you how to manage it. Otherwise, you might have a lot of plants and you make a lot of what? Of nothing. Whereby someone who has 450 is actually getting better than you. So it is about the management, the systems you put at your farm. If you're not ready to manage this kind of population in your acre of land, don't try it. Otherwise, this is the Brazilian style of coffee. I hope you have understood. Just leave a comment and ask any other question that you want to know about this kind of coffee farming. We shall be here to answer you. Thank you so much. Follow us and subscribe, please.